You guys were asking about the fight that we had in Tokyo. What happened? Let's talk about that fight.
You raised your voice at me and I was like, if we're going there, we're going there.
Went to like this K-pop audition thing.
Yes!
And we freaking auditioned for it.
And then they're like, are you okay? And then I just break down.
Podcast. Woo! Okay, we're gonna start off with the joke of the day and not forget this time because we forgot last episode.
Sorry, guys.
Who has a funny joke ready?
But where and how does a duck fart?
Quack.
Huh? Through its ass quack.
That was a good one.
That one was like quack. Blink. What?
Okay, that was a good
back,
one,
y'all. Welcome another Tuesday. If you just came back from school, if you are mid-eating,
If you're about to go to bed,
if you came back from the gym,
if you're cleaning,
folding your laundry,
we get it.
If you're cooking, welcome freaking back. We are here to make you laugh. We are here to make you cry. We're here to be your big sisters. For today's episode, we are talking about girlhood, crash outs, canon events, anything about girlhood, because we're girls.
No,
girls, you walk like a
We're gonna be talking everything about girl.
I just said it.
Okay.
Why are you repeating me?
like canon events, stuff like that. I'm still in high school, so I know lots and lots of things. Evelyn may not. She is very out of the era, and she doesn't have many girlfriends.
What?
So she might just have to sit back and watch for this.
All
one.
my friends were girls. Are you kidding? Yeah, we're just gonna be talking
See?
all about girl talk
were.
stuff.
You said were. Past
Are.
tense were.
All my
you
girl-
said were.
all my
You said
friends right now are
Are you
girls.
missing something?
What?
She hates her friends.
That was out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Where should we start?
Let's start with your mom, man.
Yeah, let's take it all the way back to her mom. Our first girlfriend.
The first girl in our life.
Yeah, let's talk
I
about
would
mom.
say my relationship with my mom is something more paternal than friendship. And it's very important to keep a relationship with your mother paternal.
But
Cool
some
story,
of my
bro.
friends have like very friendship relationship with their mother.
I have a pretty friendship relationship with my mom.
Mom called me this morning annoyed at you.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? Actually, mom was complaining about you in the car on the way here, just letting you know.
On the way, you picked her
Yeah,
up.
and both
Yeah.
y'all hoes put mom in a bad mood. So when she picked me up this morning, I mean, from school after school, she had like this face on her, like a look on her face, and I was annoyed too. So I was like, the f***? Why are we both
I was
annoyed?
so hangry this morning.
Okay.
I was walking to get breakfast and mom calls me because she had asked me to do a favor. She asked me to do like 20 favors in the last 24 hours and I did 23 of them and I forgot one favor and she flipped the fucking shit out of my freaking brains. And I was like, God damn, woman, let me order some kimbap first.
What
I couldn't even get my kimbap because
was it booking the flight?
No, it was that, but she wasn't mad about that. It was over a ticket. Like, you know the ticket I got in California?
Yeah.
The ticket got mailed to her place, and she was like, I don't know how to do it. And I'm like, I don't either. And she's like, don't you know English? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let me just do it. And she's like, you never asked to do anything. I'm like, I literally put, like, everything from our house, all our furniture's on Facebook Market for you. Like, anyways.
She was complaining that you booked her flight ticket
At 7:30 in the morning.
At 7:30 in the morning without asking her, and she's like,
She
oh,
literally
it's so
said,
early.
book the cheapest one, and that was the only one from, like, Korean Air.
That was the only time available.
Yeah, or it was 10 p.m. And I'm sure she didn't want to land in Korea really late. So I'm like, it's Korean Air, so it's more comfortable with her, and she just got to suck it up. And she said the cheapest one.
Yeah,
Man,
she
she'd be
was-
asking and then complaining.
Yeah, she was
literally
complaining in
like,
the car.
I'm gonna book anything, the cheapest, book anything. Okay. Be careful what you ask for, woman. Like,
She'd be like
damn.
that sometimes.
Damn.
She got mad at me the other day because
You wouldn't book the fucking flight.
okay, well the thing is I'm literally
It's so easy. I booked it in 2 minutes.
I know, but I'm booking your flights. I'm like
You already
planning
booked
so many
it, no?
things. No, I didn't. And we had the London thing that we were supposed to do, so I had to like cancel everything.
This goddamn flight.
Yeah, I was like, sheesh.
We were going through like travel issues and we're like booking stuff, and mom was making me do all the work, and I'm like, I'm booking like 20 different things right now. I don't even know where we're going yet. And she asked me once and didn't even follow up. And then in the car she was like, oh, by the way, you didn't, like, I don't have any flight. What's happening? And I'm like, I don't know, I'll do that tomorrow or something. And then she literally freaked out and she's like, you don't even care about me. You only care about yourself.
Yeah, well, anyways.
It's because my mom right now, she's stressed because we are moving houses, you guys. The OG house where we started filming YouTube videos, we're leaving that house.
Mom gets really overstimulated really easily. And
yeah, and you guys put in her such an ass mood. And when I was going home from school today, I was already like tired AF, and she was yelling at me for not showing her the fucking hotel in Utah. And I was like, damn, bro, like, I'm sorry, I need to show you the website.
Okay,
Jesus.
but you're annoying too.
What? I literally got in the car and she just started getting mad at me for not showing her the hotel in Utah. And I
Why
was
does she want to see the house in Utah?
I think mom's going through menopause.
she already went through menopause, bro. Are you dumb?
Okay,
No,
let's
what?
search up what age.
Is it menopause when you lose your
Period.
period?
What age do you go through menopause?
It's different for everyone.
Let's see.
I think it's 50.
Menopause between ages 45 and 55, with the average age being 51. Mom is like 53,
3, 4.
4.
She already went through menopause, I remember, when you weren't living with her. Just because she's stressed doesn't mean a woman's going through menopause, bruh.
I don't really know much about menopause.
Sheesh. Yeah, guys, but we're moving houses, which is really exciting. We're moving into a bigger house, so Evelyn finally has a room now.
Wait, what were we talking about? Oh,
Girlhood?
we should catch up with our days, like what we've been up to.
Catch up on our days.
What have you been up to?
Are we on an awkward date or something? What, what, like a slow head turn to, what are you have been up to? Slowly turns to me.
I've just been going to school, and I actually, in fact, have my senior pictures tomorrow, and I have a huge physics test tomorrow. Yeah, I'm still here.
Anyways, yeah. Me. Nothing.
You went to Gov Ball. Did you talk about that? Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah, I already talked about it. Like, the last episode we filmed, I was still in Gov Ball. And then now I just came out of Gov Ball. I parted ways with my mans.
Interesting.
Sad. I won't see him until after Asia, which is kind of sad.
You'll live.
Yeah, you'll live. My boyfriend has been gone since last week, and I won't be able to see him until after we get back from Utah. So I won't be seeing him for 2 weeks.
I don't got no mans, so...
Like, I won't see him for 2 weeks. I won't see him for 2 months.
Yeah, but then after that, I won't be seeing him for a month, pretty much.
Oh,
longer than me. I mean, shorter than me. Did we ask about what your man's is up to, or you?
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
she's been up to nothing.
I've been up to a lot, actually.
Wait, so if he's not here, what do you do?
I've also been getting ready to move houses.
You just live at his house now?
Huh?
You just stay at his house, wake up, and then...
I work. Because we were talking about menopause, why don't we start talking about period? Everything period.
Oh, God.
Period.
Okay,
Here
period.
goes Evelyn.
My story is really funny, actually. Want to hear?
Okay, let's talk about our first period story.
Okay,
When we first
so-
got our period.
I was in 7th grade. It was a May, 5th or something, or May 11th or something. I remember, so, May 12th, I'm pretty sure. And me and my friends were getting ice cream, and I went to go use the bathroom, and there was, something, a stain on my underwear, but I, kind of brushed it off, because it was, dried up blood, and dried up blood looks like...
Brown?
Yeah, but it was, dots, and I was like,
Did you think it was shit?
No. Okay, wait, listen. So then I was like, okay, this is weird. I brushed it off, and I got home, and then I went to go pee, and it was just, a splotch of brown, and I was like, what the F is this? Did I just shit my pants or something? And then I was like, there's no way. I knew I did shit myself, so I was like, what the hell is this? This is so weird. And then I realized it was my period, and then I was like, oh...
Hey,
you knew it was your period.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is obviously my period. So I was like, oh, Mom, I got my period. And then I didn't get my period for 6 months after that.
Oh, wow. That's so funny.
Yeah.
My first period story is actually so funny. I actually thought I was dying because I had no idea what a period was. I wasn't educated, or yeah, I wasn't really educated on it. Was I? I don't remember. So when it first happened, the blood wasn't really red. It was like brownish. So I thought I was dying. I'm like, what is this? And then
Were you at home?
I don't remember actually. I think I was in public.
How old were you?
I was in high school.
That doesn't answer my question, bro.
High school. How old was I?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is high school freshman year?
14.
That's 14.
Yeah.
14-year-olds are high school freshman year?
Yeah.
13 to 14, right?
What? Wait, why is it so old? I mean, so young. I thought it'd be like 16 or
when
something.
I was a senior in high school, or like freshman in college, and I remembered that you were 13 going to 14 as a freshman year of high school, I was like, damn.
Yeah, the other
was so
day
young.
I was talking to my guidance counselor, and we were like talking about stuff, and he was like, when did you first start dating your boyfriend again? And I was like, I was 14. And I was like, wait,
Wait.
that's insane.
Yeah, same.
That sounds
I got into my first relationship at 14. Like, what the hell? That should not be allowed.
That
alright?
is insane. What the hell?
And, like, legs are
It's a
still
fetus.
growing.
Yeah, what the
What the
hell?
hell? Like, boy, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I was 14 when I first got my period, and my mom explained
Damn.
it in such a weird
You
way.
were a late bloomer.
I was, yeah.
Same with me.
I was such a late bloomer. I remember my friends would always go to the bathroom with the pad stuff, and I felt so left out all the time. I'm like, what's going on? But when I finally got my period, I thought I was dying, and then mom explained it in a weird way where I was like, I don't want to grow up. She was like, now you're a woman instead of a girl. And I'm like, I want to be a girl though. And dad got me like chocolates and flowers.
Dad went to like
Oh,
ShopRite
yeah.
and got me like this globe of roses
I remember,
chocolate,
yeah.
and I was like, this is like, I don't need all this attention, bro.
Yeah, I was like, this is so cringe. Like, let's
Yeah, I
not.
was like, this is so extra. Come on.
I just remember you
I'm
did
just
that for me
bleeding.
too. I was pretty chill about it. I was like, damn, mom, I think I got my period.
Yeah, same.
Really?
I already knew what period it was, and then I was also a late bloomer, so I think when I got it, I was like, ooh,
Finally.
mom, I think this is what period is. And I remember that day I downloaded my period app tracker, and since then I've been always using it.
Same.
Dang, which one do you use?
Flow.
Oh, I recently discovered a different app. I forgot what it's called, but it's
It's like background green.
it's like astrology related.
Bruh.
Yeah, but it seemed interesting.
Okay.
Erica, how old were you?
I think I was also a freshman. I don't remember when I got it, but I remember the first time I was putting on a tampon. I was in school.
Oh my god, you did that in school?
I did this in
the first
school
time.
for the first time. I think I ran out of pads or something, and I think I was in track or something, or gym class. But we were all in the girls' locker room, and I was in one of the stalls, and literally like 4 group of girls, me and my friends, they were all outside of the stalls. They were like, you just have to put your leg up, you have to look, and like if you feel a second hole, put it in there. And I was like, wait, I put it in, so not the hole I poop in, but the other hole. I don't know if this is the hole. And they're like, yeah, if it goes in, it goes in. And I'm like, do I put the whole thing in? They're like, yeah, and then you take the plastic. I did it, and then I couldn't do it. So I never ended up doing it. But then I tried again at another pool day with my friends, and I needed to put the tampon in. And I was like, all right, like, this is game time. Like, I have to do this, or else I can't swim. So all my friends again were helping me, and they're like, okay, just squat and put your legs as farthest as possible and just squat, or put your leg up and then put it in. I'm like, oh my god, whose PMS is the worst?
Evelyn. Wait, I don't even know.
By far the scariest woman alive.
Who?
With the worst PMS
Who?
is the woman right next to me. You see that smile? It turns right upside down when it's that time of that month.
Guys, it's out of my control.
No. It's
like
actually like
insane.
It's so obvious of a change that you know that she's going through it.
Yeah, every time I'm on my period and I walk into the room, like one of you guys are like, are you on your period?
Even through text, like I don't even need to hear your voice. I could feel it through the text. All right, let me tell you an example. One day I'm packing because I had to put away my Christmas tree stuff, or I was buying Christmas tree stuff. Evelyn texts me out of nowhere in our sister group chat, and she just starts going the off, like, because I didn't do one thing, and she's like, "You useless piece of shit," blah, 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 blah. All caps, like, going off and on and on and on and on, all these out of pocket shit, and I'm like, damn, what did I do something that bad? Like, oh my god. And I thought to myself, maybe she's on her period. I'm like, are you on your period? Shut the fuck up! No, hello, fuck you, bitch!
Wait, so I hate, but the thing is, I hate when I'm on my period. I hate when people are like, "You're crazy, you're on your period." And then it gets me.
It's because you are.
You are gets me even
crazy. Okay, well, I am.
So I texted Ben, and I go,
what? You are.
So
no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Shh. So I texted Ben, and I go, "Is she on her period?" And he goes, I don't even know what he said. And I go, "Please give her a fucking chill pill." And after that, she went silent. So I'm guessing he gave her a chill pill.
That's why I'm scared when we go on vacation for her to get on her period, because it's like you never know what will happen. You never know.
She's a little hungry. You're dead.
The world is over. You have to feed her constantly. Freaking give her water constantly. Make sure she gets a full 10 hours of sleep, or else she will freaking murder me in my sleep.
I admit that I'm probably really annoying. I'm pretty bad. I'm pretty bad when I'm on my period. Yeah, I'm crazy on my period. But I've been learning to...
Have you?
Yeah, I've been learning how to deal with it more in like a...
How
logical way.
Just keep eating?
No, I track my period now, because before that I actually never tracked my period. So I would get my period and I'll be like, okay, I'm on my period, and I just never think about it. But it's like a whole thing. I realized that when I get my period, I really need to give my body rest and give my body some, like, be easy on myself. Prior to this, I would like book myself and be super busy and, you know, get stressed out. And when I do feel stressed out, it's like a whole negative loop. Oh, fun fact, I'm actually ending my period soon.
You're on it right now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, so when I first found out that I'm crazy on my period, I realized it's because of a lot of things. It's because when I am on my period, a woman's body changes hormonally, and it's natural for me to become extra tired, extra cranky, extra sensitive to all these emotions. But before being educated on this, I would kind of blame it on external things. I would project it onto like other people, I think. But after figuring out that it's actually my emotions being super sensitive and vulnerable, I give myself a lot of peace and care, and I've learned to just be really nice to my body. And it's helping, I think, right? Do you guys see a little bit of a difference?
Well, I haven't really been around you on your period, so I don't know.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, like last week. The last time we met up, I was on my period.
Oh my god, do you want a cookie? You're normal.
Emily, are you getting on your period soon?
In 10 days.
Explains.
But why?
Because you're
a little agitated easily.
Yeah.
More than normal.
Emily also has pretty bad PMS.
No, I don't.
You just get agitated super easily. They both.
I think we all have really bad PMS. Because I can tell when you have PMS. Actually, now I remember.
There's only once. Usually, I'm pretty like calm.
So am I.
No, you're pretty sensitive.
No,
you just like get very agitated.
Get ticked off.
Yeah. That's PMS.
Everyone just crashes out the most.
No, I get ticked off easily because I get really tired. So.
And then Evelyn gets like triggered easily and crashes out the most.
I'm vulnerable to being crashing out.
And she'll fight. She'll fight a dog. She'll fight anyone who gets in her way.
Wait, guys.
She will freaking get into a physical fight with whoever gets in her way.
You guys were asking about the fight that we had in Tokyo 2 summers ago, and everyone wanted to know about that fight.
Were both of you guys on your period?
Yeah, we were both
on your period.
I was on my period, and you were also on your period. Yeah. What happened? Let's talk about that fight.
You guys can talk about it, and then I'll give my perspective.
Okay. That was the day that my spam account was born.
Your spam account?
Yeah.
Your TikTok spam account?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
This was basically, let me give you guys a context in case none of you guys know what the Japan fight is. Here's a little backstory. My sisters and I have been traveling for a whole month before that together and filming content for YouTube. And mind you, we literally sleep in the same bed, like the same queen bed for every hotel, every trip. So we were breathing, sleeping, eating, doing activities, vlogging, doing literally everything, showering together for a straight month. We were in Korea. And our last stop of our trip was Japan. So now that we're in Japan, it is hot as freaking balls, y'all.
We were there on the hottest hottest month of the summer.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was actually...
It wasn't even hot. It was just like
scorching.
Humid.
Yeah.
Humid plus scorching.
Yeah.
So it literally felt like you were in a life-size sauna.
Yeah, it was actually painful. I think that was my worst experience of heat in my life because it was so hot.
Me and Evelyn, we would go out at 7 p.m. because we didn't want to leave.
Yeah, it was actually so bad. And I think that summer, Japan had a heat wave going on. So everyone was like, oh, you should stay inside. It's really dangerous to be outside because you can literally faint from being so hot. And this was our last stop after traveling for a whole month. So we were tired. We were sick of each other. And the weather was just not helping.
Yeah.
So and they were on their period.
And we were on our period.
So basically there was a lot of backstory to it. And my side of the story, I had built up stuff from Evelyn in Korea. And I was like low-key annoyed at her from Korea. And those feelings kind of traveled into Japan, which kind of made it blow up even more.
Yeah.
So one day we wake up.
Yeah, because when that happened, you blew up out of nowhere. And I was just like, what the is going on?
From my perspective, I was already I had like pent up annoyance.
Okay, yeah, so you had resentment.
And then we wake up, it's like day 2 of Japan. I was so excited over the food, so I'm like, all right, let's get food. Like I found a great freaking place, and I was filming a what I eat in a week in Japan that day.
Oh no, this is what happened. So Erica was trying to vlog for her channel. She brought her camera. We were at breakfast, and then after breakfast she turned on her camera to vlog, and there was no battery inside. And then you're like, oh my god, where's the battery? And I'm like, or no, you were like, oh my god, there's like, I don't have the battery pack. And I'm like, I was so annoyed because I'm like, how are you not prepared when you go out? You know, how do you not check if there's not a battery in the
breakfast
camera? Yeah, this was before. And then I was just like, oh my god, now we have to walk all the way back to the hotel from our breakfast place because we literally went out because our hotel was kind of far from all the city food area. So now I'm like, oh my god, we have to walk all the way back to the hotel. Like, okay, I guess we'll go back. And then we get to the hotel, and then Erica tries to go find her battery pack, but she sees that it was placed somewhere else.
And was like, bro, you're so like blah, like why didn't you prepare, like whatever. And I was like, I thought I put it in. And so we go upstairs, and I'm like, I literally put it right here, and it wasn't there. And I'm like looking for it, and it was misplaced somewhere else. And I was like, who the touched that?
It doesn't matter if I misplaced whatever, because there was only like one there. We had limited power plugs, so obviously if your camera's done charging, I'll like move it and charge my other stuff. You know, like we're going around and charging things. It's not a crime to plug it out or whatever. But you made such a big deal out of it. When you were making a big deal out of it, you were like, you clapped your hands in front of me like, why would you touch my stuff like with your long ass nails?
That was before. That was after you started yelling at me though.
You blew up on me like before I started blowing up.
You yelled though. I was
I didn't.
I was obviously being rude and annoying, but I was like, why are you putting my stuff somewhere else? But you yelled, and that's when I was like,
no, you did the clapping thing before I yelled.
No, you were yelling, Evelyn.
How was I yelling?
You were like, so Evelyn was screaming on the top of her lungs. She was like, why are you banana? And I was
There's no way. There's no way for me to have yelled before.
There's no way I would have done something first, because I know that would have been put on me first. So what I never make the first move with clapping hands.
Oh, I know what happened.
Physical or anything.
I know what happened. You were like blaming me about like it being misplaced, and you're like talking to me in a way where I'm like, I didn't, like, it's not my fault. I was basically like, it's not my fault that you didn't pack your battery, but you were putting that fault on me. And then I started getting like really annoyed, and I was like, it's not my fault. Like, it's not my fault that you forgot your battery pack.
Yeah.
It's your fault. Like,
yeah, it is my fault.
Exactly, but in that moment, you didn't acknowledge it. You were blaming it on me. You're like, well, you put it over there and you put it over there, and I'm just like, bro, it's not my fucking fault.
Yeah.
And at that point, you like started becoming like a little bit physical, and you clapped, like you were like this in front of my face with your.
Yeah, because I knew it would piss you off.
Yeah, exactly. So you intentionally did something to piss me off, because in the moment, not only were you blaming me for something that I didn't even do, and also being a rude bitch, B, you like come to my face and like snap on at me and like clap all over my face, in front of my face, when I literally didn't do anything. Like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was wrong on the battery thing. Like, whatever, I didn't put it in. I was unprepared. For me, I was like so built up and annoyed at you, especially from Korea, because I literally told you, I was like, you literally, I think what pissed me off was not the fact that you moved it, was because like I was just like, bro, you literally don't even care like for my channel or anything and whatever. Like, I told you, I was like, dude, you're not like looking out for me either. Like, when I'm on your channel, like, you know, like I'm up energy, like blah blah blah, but when you're on mine, like you're low energy.
Because like in Korea, Erica was also filming a video,
and whenever I pulled out the camera, Evelyn would just
be in like a pissy mood the entire time. But like, if we did that for Evelyn's channel, she'd be like, bro, you guys need to fucking get your attitude away. So like, that's why Erica was annoyed like, in the first place.
I only remember one time when that happened, and it was literally because I think it was
Korea at the mall.
We were at the mall.
It was for my
I remember.
Korea video, yeah. But then those feelings moved on to, because we never resolved it, so those feelings moved on to Japan. I was already disappointed at myself that I forgot the camera thing, and you were like, bro, you're so unprepared. Like, oh, now I have to go all the way up for you, and then go to this breakfast spot for you so we can vlog for you. And then I saw the battery pack, and I was like, bro, why the f did you move that? So obviously me blaming the battery pack was wrong, but it was just like pent up emotions. And then you raised your voice at me, and I was like, if we're going there, we're going there. If you want me to go there, I'ma edge you all the way till the end until you have to lay your hands on me first.
I think
so I took my two hands, clapped as loud as I can on the tip of her fucking nose, but brisked. So it wouldn't even touch.
You like, it felt like you slapped me.
Yeah, but it didn't. But I didn't.
But I
did not physically touch her.
You like threatened me. You threatened to like. You were basically threatening to be physical. But you know what was
happening? Evelyn was basically yelling on the top of her lungs, and me, I was like the exact opposite. And because I know it pisses her off, so I would be like, no, and she'd be like, Erica, you need to shut the. I'm like, I'm not saying anything.
Oh my god,
I'm not saying anything. And then she's like, you literally are. And I'm like, okay, then I'm not gonna say anything. And then she's like, then what did you do wrong? And I'm like, you told me not to say anything.
You're actually so annoying.
And then I think this was like literally the only thing I did to you, other than like us like tucking hairs. I grab your hands and I like crush it, or like I do something and I like twist your arm, and you're like, ow, my hand.
No.
And Evelyn in return grabs her long ass nails, slashes me like she's from fucking Lion King. I have a big ass scar across my chest, and she's crying over here because I crimped her fingers.
No, you did not just crimp it.
No,
oh
my
god,
you're like, how am I gonna vlog?
Literally,
you're like waving your fingers at me, and she's like, how am I gonna vlog?
Dude, you're underplaying this so much. You grabbed my hand and like you twisted in a way I literally thought my knuckles were gonna break. I literally thought it was gonna break.
You should see the damage you did on my body that day.
Okay, you did internal damage on me. Like my bones,
no, you were fine. You went to Omakase the next day.
Well, you were fine too. Bitch.
Yeah, this went on for like 30 minutes, you guys. Like, people passing by
recorded the like 50% of it.
Like, people passing by probably thought like a war
something was going on.
At the end of it, there was literally no improvement. Like, nothing was getting resolved.
We were just going back and forth, just causing pain to each other, and no one. We both
like we were both tugging hair, you guys.
Yeah, we were like on the bed,
were like wrestling on the bed, and they were like getting to it. They were getting really close to me, and I was like, "Please, guys,
and
you guys can fight, just not on top of me."
And Emily was just not helping at all. You were just
I was like lying there, and I was like, "Smile for the camera."
I remember, like, I feel like you should.
I think there's a video where Evelyn's yelling at me, and I'm laughing, and we're like giggling to Emily or something, right?
Probably. I remember sending a picture to mom too, and like Evelyn was like on the bed, like help me, and Erica was on top of her, like pinning you to the bed.
Yeah, you were like choking me at one point, and
I
I'm
was
just
not
like,
choking.
Okay, you have to realize you're also like 10 times stronger than me.
Yeah, but you lay your hands on me first.
Yeah, but it's
That's
because
what I'm
you literally initiated it with that clap in front of my face. That's
You could have
initiation.
cool. Yeah, but you initiated my clap.
You knew it was gonna piss me off.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
why. Yeah,
exactly.
But I didn't
yeah.
lay hands. I initiated, but you also
do you
raised.
guys want to watch a clip?
There's fucking New Jeans playing in the back.
Like you think you're some shit.
See, like you were like yelling at me.
That's not yelling. That's yelling.
You need to stop being petty by like getting off track and being like, oh, you're using big words like that's not what I'm trying to say. Be more responsible of your own shit and stop blaming other people, okay? Like last time when you lost your camera, it's your fault. It's your camera. You can't be like, oh, I thought you were what I'm trying to
You're
say.
yelling.
And then when I was like doing that, you're like,
Because I know it pissed you off.
like, oh my god, it actually gets me so mad.
Erica, like when
She would irritate me. She would like go off on me, and then I would get mad at her, and she'd be like, yeah, and then it like literally puts me on
makes you so mad.
Guys, if you just want to like, if you have an off and they're going off and you just stay so calm that it pisses them off so much more.
It's like the equivalent to saying okay to when someone sends you a long ass paragraph.
Yeah.
through
I'm gonna
text
start
messages.
doing that next time because
You are not.
honestly,
You
Nah,
are
you
not
can't
capable
double
of
down
doing
me,
that.
bro. Obviously, she called my mom right away, like speed dial, number 911. Calls my mom. My mom's obviously freaking out because she's like, my daughters are in Japan and now they're fighting. Great job. Everyone's like, Erica's like this and that and that. And I'm like, mom's not even gonna listen to my side, and she's just gonna be like, Erica, you have to be like this and that. And I'm like, you don't even know my side. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna book my own hotel. Like, I'm done. Like, we only have like 5 days of this trip left. I'm gonna book my own hotel. I'll make the money back. And my mom's like, don't do that. You're being crazy. You're gonna be crazy. Like, just stay. And I'm like, I can survive. Like, I got the money. So I booked my own. I booked my own hotel. It's in the same building too.
the thing is, at the end of the day, though, the fight started because you had resentment piling up, and then you were projecting it onto me, and you were blaming me for something that I actually didn't do. And my biggest pet peeve is when someone blames me for something that I didn't do. With anyone, with any of my friends, my boyfriends, or anyone, if they blame me for something that I never did, I'm going to stand my ground and fight for myself. 'Cause
Imagine-
I'm not gonna like let down and be like, oh, okay, my bad, I'm sorry. You know, like, if it's not my fault, it's not my fault. I don't know why you're getting mad at me over it. We just weren't seeing eye to eye, and then you were getting so pissed off, and I was like confused why you're getting so pissed off because I didn't do anything, and you wouldn't even acknowledge that.
No, I acknowledged to mom. I was like, okay, fine, I did that wrong, but
yeah, but
Evelyn,
you did that to mom after we fought. Like, you didn't do that
after I cooled down.
Yeah, in the middle of it, when I was like, I didn't do anything wrong, you can't blame me. Instead of being like, okay, fine, like, but you're still such a and also ABC, like, I have this resentment. Instead of like communicating that to me, you did the petty game. You played the petty game of being like, of doing things that you know that would piss me off.
I mean, at that time, I don't think I like fully understood. I was just pissed. And I was like, I just needed to let that out. But then I was still like, had that resentment. So I was like, and I think I was just like done. Like, I needed to be away with my sisters.
Yeah, and then
so I booked it, and then my mom's calling me, and she's like, Erica, you're acting crazy. And it pissed me off even more because my mom wasn't hearing me out. And I was like, dude, like, you gotta at least hear me out. Like, at least be like, you know what, like, Erica, like, good job you booked the hotel. Like, you should, you know, if you're stressed, it was just pissing me off more that my mom was just like, Erica, you're being crazy. You're being crazy right now. And I was like, dude, are you serious right now? Like, I felt like this in Korea and like this that. And so I just decided, you know what? I'm not gonna.
Mom heard you out afterwards.
Yeah, but like, cause I was crying. Like, other than that, she was just more like.
Yeah, no, it's because I feel like you don't really speak your mind too much so that we don't understand. Sometimes you like keep it in until the very end and we don't know what you're thinking. You know, when things happen, mom or us, we're just like, we don't understand. When you had the resentment building up, if you could have like just communicated and be like,
Yeah, but in
Dude,
Korea, I told
ABC.
you.
But like I guess I didn't.
But then
really
whenever I tell you
understood.
things, you don't take it. Anyways, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sulk here and like be sad over this. So I made an entire spam TikTok account and then ventured to Japan for the remaining 5 days. And honestly, it was really good. It's on my YouTube channel.
Was it 5 days?
I don't know, actually.
It was like
it was actually a couple days though.
3 days or something like that, or
It was
2
a couple
days.
days, but it was so much fun. Like, I watched back on what I ate recently, and damn, I ate well, y'all.
No, Emily and I, we were like, is Erica just like alone?
I went thrifting.
Me and Evelyn were so sick of the weather. We were like, this shit. And we just like stayed
Oh
in the
my
hotel.
god! But I was on my period, and literally, I thought I was gonna faint on the subway, like in Japan,
Oh my
because it
God.
was so hot, and I was on my period, and I was trying to go to this steak place where you like grill your own steak.
Yeah.
And I was dripping sweat, like about to faint, and I go to the convenience store and I buy these ice crushers, and it was so freaking good. Saved my life. And then I took like a 5-hour nap after that, and then I went out for dinner again. All I did in Japan was eat. It was the best time of my
I
life.
can't believe you traveled alone.
It was so
That's
fun.
crazy.
Japan is like such a solo traveler friendly place, because every restaurant there's options to sit alone, and there's people sitting alone when you eat.
I was so ready to go home at that point. I was like, I don't even care what I'm doing. I just want to be
Yeah,
home.
I was just so homesick, and the weather was just so hot that I didn't even care if I missed out on Tokyo. Ugh,
Also,
I need to
because
go-
like
I need to
Tokyo
be
was
home.
just like so crowded and
Yeah.
hot, and it was just like, bro,
There was
this
parts of
is, like-
Tokyo was not that bad. Like,
Yeah, but
it wasn't giving Times Square. It was
We
giving
were-
like Soho vibes.
Oh my god, I remember when in Tokyo we were trying to figure out the subway when we were all still together, and you guys were like bickering still, and Evelyn would like make faces behind your back, and you'd get so mad. Do you guys remember that?
Wait,
No.
when? In Tokyo?
Erica would like be buying like subway tickets, and you'd be like holding the camera behind your back, like sticking your tongue out, like. And then Erica would like turn around and give you the dirtiest side eye. That was like subtle foreshadowing.
Yeah, that was subtle foreshadowing.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Every time we go on like a big travel, mom always warns me. She's like, by the way, you're traveling for a long time, so just be careful.
Yeah, my mom said that July isn't the time for me to travel. She was like, July isn't a good day to travel for you. I'm traveling all of July this year, so.
I don't even think I've had a bad traveling experience. Have I ever fought with you guys on a trip? I don't think so.
Do you guys have any embarrassing crash outs stories?
Oh my god, I have so many crash out stories from my dorm.
No
from
way.
freshman year. Basically, or like all of us crash out because little backstory again, if you don't know my college experience, I lived with 7 other girls, 8 including me. And so basically we would live, breathe, eat, everything, sleep together. And you get no personal like privacy, and like if you need to cry, like there's nowhere to cry. So what I would do is blast sad music in the shower and cry. All my roommates would know I was crying because I'm f***ing blasting like James Arthur or like like f***ing sad songs. Because this was when I was thinking of breaking up with my ex. So I was like, I think we're gonna break up. And I was like blasting sad songs, and I come out of the shower with a smile on, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And they're like, "We heard you singing." I'm like, "Oh, I thought you wouldn't hear me singing." I would just like leave my dorm to cry like out on the like New York City streets, like because I lived really close to Central Park. And then one time I came back, and then I was like in the elevator, and the door opens, and it's my 2 roommates coming back from the laundry, and then they're like, "Are you okay?" And then I just break down, and then they're like, "Holy shit." Yeah.
Damn.
The dorms are a good time, y'all.
That's crazy. I feel like I've never had any of those moments in my life.
Same.
I feel like crashing out with your friends is such a girlhood moment. You really bond on that day.
Do you believe in healing or revenge glow ups?
Both.
Healing.
Healing. But also revenge glow ups help.
Healing is the revenge glow up.
That's true. Yeah.
Or I just
Red
believe
lights.
in healing glow ups.
That's what I just said.
With like revenge, unless like they did me really dirty.
Yeah.
But then my revenge is healing.
Yeah.
First. It's
yeah.
like
putting yourself first.
yeah, just being the better person, I feel like is the revenge. Like, all right, you be a sad little puppy, you talk your shit and be so petty and do all this and that, and I'm gonna be the bigger person and be mature, and then you're gonna be still stuck in that little
Bubble.
oh like poor little baby bubble. But I'm gonna be out here like thriving because I'm done with you anyways.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, have you guys ever have any like super big Delulu moments?
Texting back my ex.
That's
No.
I texted my ex, my second ex, so many times back. It's so bad.
really
Like,
oh my god.
I think we broke up in October and we kept in contact.
Yeah, I remember that.
For so
was crazy.
long. What we would do is basically not talk for the entire week. And then one of us would find an excuse to text each other back or text each other at the end of the week. And we would do that for like months. And then it finally stopped. I don't even know how many months later.
Dang,
But yeah, don't do that, y'all. It's not good.
that's crazy. My Delulu moment is actually really embarrassing.
What?
When I was in I think it was in 3rd grade or something, or 4th grade, I don't even remember. I was so delusional with my best friend. We
What?
went to like this K-pop audition thing. Like, she signed up for me, and
This was not 4th grade. 4th grade, you could barely see.
yeah, it was 4th grade. Yeah, it was in literally an elementary school when I was literally in like really young, 3rd grade, about to become 4th graders or something like that. And we were obsessed with K-pop. 2000s K-pop is honestly the best
sure it wasn't
era.
like 7th grade?
No.
4th grade is so young, Evelyn.
She was like, oh my gosh, like we should do this, and I was like delusional, like, oh my god, like I probably will get accepted. So then she signed up for us, and I'm like, oh, easy peasy.
Oh my
And
god.
I walk in, and then there's like a bunch of people. Like, I didn't even prepare. I was just like, I could just like go up, show up, and just sing whatever song, and I'll probably like, they probably like my singing, whatever.
So did you?
So I didn't even practice or prepare anything. I just, you know how you have that one Adele song that you know by heart?
Yeah.
I didn't even practice that. I was just like, I'll just sing whatever song, like that one or whatever. I go in with my friend, and there's a bunch of people like in the waiting room, and they're showing off their skills. They're like dancing, they're practicing their vibrato and practicing their songs, and everyone sounds so good and talented. And then I was standing there like, holy shit, I did not prepare for anything at all. And they were like dressed up too. They were dressed up like
Holy
cool,
shit.
swaggy. I forgot which entertainment it was for. I think it was like JYP or something like that. I'm kind of like freaking out that at this point I'm like, wait, actually, I don't know if I want to go
So
through
what
with
song
this.
did you sing?
I literally forgot. I don't even remember because I think I blacked
Wait,
out.
what did mom think of this entire thing?
I don't think she knew. I think I just was like,
4th grade?
You just fucking...
She probably gave you the ride there, bro.
when it was my turn to sing or whatever, I guess I just sang, and then
They were probably like, all right, automatic void.
no, literally
What the
though.
fuck? Kick her out right
I
now.
literally did not think it was that serious. And then I walk out like, what the
That's how
I was like,
do.
delusional.
You were living a fever dream.
Yeah, and then after that, like, we acted like nothing ever happened. We're just like, all right, let's get McDonald's
Let's
or
keep that
something.
behind us.
Wait, you know what's a similar Delulu story?
What?
Emily, do you remember the 7 Supergirls on YouTube?
Yes.
And we freaking auditioned for it.
Wait.
Wait, what is that?
There was this channel on YouTube called the 7 Supergirls.
And it was like a skit channel where like a
These
bunch of
7
girls
girls.
came from across the country and they would make skit videos, right?
Yeah.
And me and Erica were obsessed with that. And I would watch them daily and they would have like auditions. And I auditioned too, Erica.
Yeah, like you were in it. We both auditioned.
Oh my
And I think like the
Someone find the clip right now.
I think no, we had to like send it in or something.
Oh my God.
But I think the premise of it was like, oh, write a skit or like pretend you're like a fairy or some shit. So the entire
Yes,
video,
yes, yes.
Emily and I were playing. The entire video, Emily and I are running around our backyard pretending to be f***ing fairies.
Wait, I remember this.
And we're like, Emily, where did you go? And then Emily's like, Erica. We're basically acting. And it was the most cringy shit ever. And we handed it in, and I'm like,
We killed it.
we got
we got it in the bag.
Got it in the bag. Never heard back from them. ever
Bro,
after.
but what's crazy now is the owner of 7 Supergirls is in jail.
Yeah.
What?
Because he was like a pedophile.
Oh my God,
with
that
the
is
girls. So,
insane.
honestly, good thing we didn't get accepted, but oh my God, I forgot about that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember like running around in the backyard.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's so funny.
Yo, this is crazy. I literally know a K-pop idol.
Oh yeah, and that is insane. I feel like how did we forget?
Yeah, I don't know. Basically, what group is he in now?
He's under SM Entertainment. What's his name?
I just passed by like the other day a poster of him in New York.
That is
No way.
insane. I used to like go to his house and teach
Yeah.
his little brother piano or something like that.
I went to school. I once sent him to the principal's. I mean, he sent me to the principal office one time.
Wait, why?
Because really valid, I was like really annoying as a kid. I think I just like pissed him off with all my guy friends back in the day in middle school. I would just kind of bully them.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, you're such a baby, like you can't do this, you can't do that. And he literally sent me to that principal office.
Oh,
I
my
literally
God.
remember I was in class. This was the only time I was sent to principal office. I was in class. Someone, probably like the supervisor or something, walks into the classroom, and in front of the entire class, my teacher whispers, and they're like, "You have to go to the principal's office." And I was like, "What the frick did I do?" And I go, and then the principal is like, "You can't be like that. Like that was like rude. Like you should apologize to." No tea, no shade, but I was just like, oh my God, I hate myself.
You know what's so crazy? I had such a similar experience when I was also I think that I was in 2nd grade or something like that. There was this guy that sat next to me in class, and he smelled so bad. And he had the fattest crush on me. So I don't know why at that age, anytime if a boy liked me, I kind of felt so icked out and gross. I was like, do not like me. Like, I hate you. If you like me, I hate you. And so this poor boy, he did nothing wrong, and he just has a little crush on me. And one time I think he was like trying to flirt with me or something like that, and it like really bothered me. So I'm like, hey, you smell. And I was being really mean to him, honestly. Like I told him that he smelled, and then he got really upset. He told his mom, and then his mom told on the principal and was like, this girl is bullying my son. And then the principal called my parents, and like my parents got called into school saying that I was like bullying this kid.
Oh my God.
And they made such a big deal over me calling him smelly. But honestly, like looking back at it, I was being a little mean. Like I was being not nice. But at the same time, I don't know what it is. I feel like, is it not a canon event with girls just hating guys that has a crush on me?
I hated guys.
Like I just hated boys at that age.
For me, I was just like, I love pushing boys' buttons when I was younger. I did that to my other guy friend too. And then called the principal on me. No tea, no shade. But I remember like stalking his Instagram while I was in like senior year or junior year of high school. And I'm like, because his like picture popped up, and I was like, oh, like what is he up to now? Because I moved from that town, like my elementary town, and I'm like, oh damn, like he swims, like blah blah blah, like good for him. And then all of a sudden he just goes MIA. And one of my friends is like really good friends with him, and I'm like, the flip happened to him. Turns out he was auditioning to be a K-pop idol, and I was like, he can sing. And then turns out he can, and then next thing I know, it a few years later he's in a group. And I was like,
insane.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I literally went to elementary school with you.
He really said,
do you think he
Stop
remembers
calling
you?
me a baby, yo.
he
Let me
really
show you
said,
who's a freaking baby.
Do you think he remembers you?
yeah, do you think if
I don't know.
you met him in person in a random occasion, do you think he'd be like, oh my God, Erica?
I don't really
Or
know.
do you think he'd be like,
Was he like
who
really,
are you?
Was he really Korean back then, or was he like Americanized?
No, he was like, okay, I mean, I never like talked to him back like when we were older, but he looked very like Americanized. Not like whitewashed frat Americanized, but he was like kind of like me, right in the middle.
Right.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I had a kind of a following on Instagram before he disappeared. So maybe he knows me. I don't know.
Well, if you're watching,
Hey.
Erica says she's sorry for calling you a baby.
Yeah, back in the days.
Let's talk about our canon events. Girl canon events. Common canon events.
Dyeing your hair after a breakup.
Having
Oh my
a
gosh.
huge friend group freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
That is such a canon event. I actually had a really
I
big
was
friend
in
group
like
too.
an 8-person friend group.
Same.
So many girls, so many guys, because we were all friends in 8th grade too. So we just like moved up that friend group, and we just kept adding people into it because we were like friends, yay! And it all backfired because half of us hate each other now.
So now how many people are in your friend group?
5.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
a decent amount. Yeah, I think I was in like around 8
Same.
friend group, and then by the end of high school, that in senior year, I think I had like 3 friends.
Mine was like probably like 10 to 8 girls, and then by the time it was just 2.
2? Really?
Yeah.
It depends what, because I have a friend group, and then I'll have like close
Core.
girlfriends outside of that friend group. So it's like I have a mix, I would say.
Yeah.
But like the main friend group that I go to is just 5, and that's like mixed genders too. But girls, I'd say like 4 girls. I'm close
Yeah.
with.
For those in high school right now, in freshman year, be careful of who you're friends with and who's fake and who's not. Make sure they're good influences.
I mean,
and
everyone's fake in high school, so
I just don't understand that.
It's because I feel like when you're that young, like you're just trying to
fit in.
fit in and talk to guys, and then also there's like that weird like social climbing aspect in high school.
Oh my god, when I was in high school in freshman year, do you know the app Kick?
no.
Yes.
It's an app where you can basically gossip anonymously.
Isn't that like YOLO?
Yeah.
It's similar to that. I don't really know what that is.
Well,
But
see
back
how I'm
the
in
days-
between these two. I
Yeah.
know YOLO.
Back in the days, there was this app called Kick. It's banned now because a lot of students suicided because of it, and a lot of bullying happened
shit.
because of this app. But this app was invented when I was in freshman, and it was honestly the most toxic thing ever, but also so entertaining. People would gossip about the entire school. Like anyone can basically post anonymous posts and talk about anyone, and it's usually bad things. Yeah. And then, but
Damn.
everyone would know what they're talking about, and it would get a bunch of likes, and then people would comment anonymously,
Bruh.
like their names or whatever. And it was just so much drama that it was actually insane. It was so toxic.
That's insane.
Yeah, there were so many crazy things that people did in my high school. Like this girl got mad at this other girl, and then she filmed herself putting her Barbie doll on fire, and she was like, "This is what I'm gonna do to you." What the fuck?
What? That's psycho shit.
That video got leaked, and then she was like canceled for being psycho. And then
That's insane.
after a year, everyone forgot about it, and then
This is at my high school, right? This is your freshman. What the
Yeah.
hell?
I know so much drama happens in high school. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest canon event is just texting your ex. Don't do that, guys. I think the whole entire internet saw me go through that, and I'm kind of embarrassed. And my current boyfriend knows about it, and I'm kind of embarrassed.
My biggest canon event is my first breakup with my first ever
Oh
boyfriend.
my god, I think I remember experiencing that.
my
Guys.
God,
No,
guys.
No.
experienced
Oh,
that.
we all experienced it.
We all as a
Our
family.
entire family experienced it. Guys, like I still remember crystal clear to this day. I got into my first ever relationship in junior year of high school with a guy in senior year, and I was very much it was my first high school love. And we were dating for around a year, and then he needed to go to college. And around that time, he was like, "Hey, like, we're gonna have to break up." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, I'm going to college. And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're going to NYU. It's literally 30 minutes away. It's fine." And he was like, "Yeah, but I feel like I need to meet more people." And I'm like, I'm like, what do you mean? I was like literally so dumb. And he was also being toxic in a way where he wouldn't like just break up with me. It would have been easier if he just broke up with me.
He just like led you
But
on.
yeah, he was like leading me on, and then like one day he would be like he would want to be with me, and then the other day he wouldn't want to be with me, and then it would go back and forth for like months, and then finally he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be with you," and I was like, I've never heard those words in my life ever. In my life, like I couldn't fathom the thought of someone not wanting to be with me. I was like, you don't want to be with me? What does that mean? Like, how do you even feel that? Do you hate me? Like,
Okay,
why?
do you want to see me tomorrow then? Like, damn, like
you don't ever want to see me? Like, you don't ever, like, we can't even be friends? Like, what does that even mean? And I was literally crashing out when he said that. Like, when he broke up with me, I just could not understand the breakup. I was just like, so does that mean we're not going to see each other ever again? Does that mean like everything we talked about is all a lie? Everything thrown out the window? What is, like, I was literally crashing out so hard, and it was my first time ever getting broken up with. And so when that happened, I literally lost like 20 pounds. I locked myself in the room, cried for weeks, like 2 weeks straight, every single day.
No way.
Every single day I would cry until like 5 a.m. Could not stop crying. It literally felt like someone died. Like, I'm not even trying to be.
I was probably like 6 years old, and I was like walking past her room, and she'd be like on her bench, like freaking like sobbing her eyes out so loudly. And guys, the sounds she make when she's crying, it's like concerning. So little,
she's dying.
Like little 6-year-old me was just like, I wonder what she's up to. I peek my head, and she's like bawling, and I'm like, I remember thinking this to myself. I was like, when I get a boyfriend, I'm never gonna be like that. Like, that is so disgusting. Like, crying like that over a boy, disgusting.
At one point, you guys were scared because you guys were concerned because you thought I was laughing.
yes, I remember that. I was like, I don't think she's crying on my. I think she's laughing.
Guys, her cry sounds like a laugh sometimes.
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. No, I was crying like non-stop. Like, it literally felt like someone died, and I was going through a whole grieving process.
Think of this? Like,
well, mom was being really supportive, and she just let me do whatever I want. Like, she would bring food to my room, and then she would just like try to distract me with other stuff. She would say things like, "Oh, don't worry, like you're gonna do better," and all of that shit.
Bro, mom did not do that to me.
she did
I
that to
remember when
me.
I broke up with my first boyfriend, and I was like, I'm not going to tutor. She's like, no, you have to go. She only let me rock for like. She only let me rock for like 2 hours, and she's like, no, you gotta go. I was like, bro, I just got broken up. I just broke up with someone. Like, hello.
No, but I was actually like dying. Like,
The same with me.
No, but
physically
Erica,
couldn't
you
do
wouldn't.
anything.
You wouldn't show it.
Yeah, you
I
wouldn't
would show it to mom.
Yeah, I literally was like, I was actually, I think I told mom at one point, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die. I literally told her, I'm like, I think I'm gonna faint from like not eating, and I couldn't eat. I couldn't digest food in my system, because you know that feeling when you're like so in pain that your gut is just, you're not even hungry.
What did this man do to you, bro? Now every time she breaks up with her boyfriend, she's emotionless.
No, literally, but that
I think he
was the
drained your
beginning
tears
of
from
my
you.
villain era. Just kidding, not really. But
Did you dye your hair after that?
I didn't dye my hair, but I think I cut bangs. And then after that, I literally was like, I am never ever getting broken up with. Actually, though, after that relationship, I had a huge problem of being so guarded in my next relationships and just like not letting myself be vulnerable, and I low-key still am like that to this day because that breakup traumatized me.
way.
I didn't know he was like that.
Well, it's not like I liked him so much, but you know what's crazy? After like 3 months of that, after 3 months, or even after 2 months, he came back to me. He came back to me.
Did you say yes?
No, I was like, no, bitch, suck my. Just kidding. He didn't. No, but I got over it in a month. It felt like a long ass fucking month. But after a month, I picked myself up and I grew up, and I was like, wait, he's not all that. And
I think you the even the fart.
I didn't even know you dated someone older. I didn't know he was older than you.
he was just a year older, and I really liked him because he
could drive.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a license, and he drove me everywhere, and we went on really cute dates, and he was really nice to me. And also like all the girls liked him at that time, and so I felt like the shit. I was like, yeah,
I have him and you don't.
yeah, like he picked me up in his car like after school, and like I had the best time, and then he broke my heart. And
What did Dad think? Did he like him? Do you remember what he did when he broke up with you?
I forgot what he did actually. I think he was just like, oh yay, finally.
Do you remember what Erica was doing when you broke up with him?
I legit don't remember. I only remember me being depressed as fuck. Like that's literally all I remember. But after 2 months, he came back to me and he was like, actually, I was wrong. you're the only one for me. And I'm like, bitch, I'm over you. Like, he was begging so hard, and then I rejected him, and I'm like, you know what, like, let's stay friends, you know, we can still be good friends. And then he was like, okay, sure. And then we were kind of friends, and I, at that point, like, I genuinely had no like attraction to him, towards him, and he kept coming back to me in college, even in college. Yeah, even when
That's insane.
Even a year later, even 1 year later, guess
That's
what?
a loser.
He had a girlfriend. He was dating a different girlfriend, and he texts me one day, and he was like, hey, can we meet? And I'm like, sure, because I thought he was going through something. So I'm like, sure, like, you can meet in front of my college. So he came to my school. He lived in Brooklyn at that time, at his school. So he came all the way to my school. It was like a 40-minute drive.
This was like 2 years later.
Yeah, this was 2 years later. And we were talking in front of the school, and he was like, I have to admit, like, I've never liked a girl as much as I liked you.
What the f you say to that?
And I was like, oh my God, really? And then
He came all the way to tell you that.
Yeah. And then he just like went on about like I'm so, like, I just miss us. And then I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I actually felt bad for him, because I was like, bro, like, I'm like so far over you. Like, he was still there, and I grew so much that it was so unrelatable to me at this point. And I was like, you need to go home. Like, I literally was like, you need to call yourself an Uber and go home. Like, watch a movie, eat something yummy. Like, you'll live. You're
his therapist.
That's insane. 2 years later is crazy.
Yeah, he still liked me 2 years later, even after he got his girlfriend. So he broke my heart for all that, for nothing.
Damn.
So yeah.
I had a similar story.
I remember when Erica first broke up with her boyfriend, she was like depressed, and I was like scared to go near her. I was like, is she gonna like hit me, or is she gonna like want to like talk to me? Like, I don't know. I thought she was gonna like attack me, so I didn't talk to Erica.
With my first boyfriend, I was depressed for the first few days, and then I got over him because he did some like weird shit. So I was like, all right, bye.
So you got over him like really quickly.
Really quickly.
Dang.
I was really sad, obviously, because I like talked to him every day. But then with my second boyfriend, I was like depressed. Like, I was like, I don't know how to live, man.
How
like,
long did
I don't
it
know
take-
what the purpose of my life is.
How long did it take for you to get over him?
Like
10 months.
Well, it would have taken way quicker if I listened to my friend's advice of like just out of sight, out of mind.
You didn't, so
but I
how
didn't.
long?
So I think like
A year.
no, less than a little less than a year. Yeah,
No way.
but it was a gradual like getting over.
Right.
It wasn't like one day done. It was very gradual, like very step by step. There was one moment I remember. I was like, shit, like, low-key, I'm over him. And I think I was just like clinging on to like the feeling of it. It was because 8 months later, we didn't contact for 8 months. For 8 months, didn't see his Instagram, didn't see how he looks like. I don't know what he was up to. One day we decide to meet up for like dinner or something. We're talking and having a conversation, and it literally just felt like the same exact as how we used to be right before our breakup, and it just felt so boring. And I was like, bro, are you serious? I would literally tell him, I would literally ask him like, can you say something? Because he would just be looking at me, and I'm like, let's have an interesting conversation or something. And he was just like giving me nothing. And then I remember
you just got bored?
Yeah, and I was just like, bro, like, what the fuck?
Do you think if you guys had an interesting conversation,
Yeah,
you
if
would
he
have
was
liked
like,
it?
he seemed so down, and he was just like, I don't know, I just like really missed you. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about like aliens or something. If we had like a fun time, I think I would have been like, dang, I really missed this, maybe, I don't know. But like,
oh, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I had that with my first boyfriend when he came back to me to...
It was just like the same.
Yeah, it's like the same. Like, you guys talk about the same thing.
No gradual thing. Like, no new, you know?
Yeah, you don't have fun.
Yeah. And then in the car, he was just like, I really want this to work, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, honestly, like, since the last 8 months, I feel like a totally different person since the last time I talked to you. And you seem like you're like
the same,
many chapters behind. Like, you kind of seem like the same person, I'm gonna be honest. And that's when I was like, dang, like, I'm over this man, low-key. And I was obviously like still sad, because I'm like, damn, like, memories. But I was like, at the end of the day, I know I do not want to date him ever again.
Yeah, that's a huge canon event. I also dyed my hair red after I broke up with my second boyfriend.
What? Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I cut it
She had a
short.
bob.
I had a bob.
Evelyn had a Dora
God.
Explorer phase, y'all.
It was so
Yeah.
ugly. Like I
Evelyn went
literally
through so
hate
many
it.
ugly hair phases.
Why the hell did I go through that?
During quarantine, she had bleach hair.
Oh yeah,
It was a
quarantine was like
bob.
the worst for
and
me.
then the year after that, she dyed it box dye black.
yeah.
Gosh.
I had a red face, but I low-key liked my red face.
Not very good. I remember when I was going through my breakup, my grandma, grandpa, and both of my aunts were home, and I don't remember anything.
Really?
I don't remember a thing.
No way.
I don't even remember my aunts being at my house.
Oh my god.
Oh my
'Cause I
god.
was so out of touch.
What do you think your coping mechanisms are when you go through stuff like that?
Hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, hanging out with my friends, journaling, and just rotting in bed, honestly.
Yeah.
I hung out with my friends so much.
Yeah, the biggest thing is reaching out to your closest friends and kind of distracting myself. I like to distract myself and keep myself busy, but I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
No, I kind of do the opposite. I like try my best to kind of like let
Feel
my
it.
emotions roll. So that's why I
Oh,
journaled.
wow.
Or like I'd go on walks. Or the best thing for me was that me and my friends were all going through a breakup at the same time. Like
Oh.
my two other friends.
That's
so when we
helpful.
hung out, it would be about like our breakups, but we wouldn't be like crying down. We would just be like relating. So it'd be like a therapy session.
That sounds healthy. I think I cope in a unhealthy way,
Yeah.
but you got to do what you got to do.
My friend did that where she would just keep herself busy like 24/7 after her breakup. Like she barely gave herself time to cry. 2 years later, she crashed out about her breakup from 2 years ago.
No
On
way.
my birthday.
No way.
She was like, I think I miss him. And I was like, girl, it's been 2
2
years.
years?
2 years since you broke up. It's because she didn't let herself process the emotions. And so, like, when
Damn.
she let herself actually kind of think about it, because I was asking her questions about it, and then she kind of, like, let herself, like, think about it.
Yeah.
And she was like, wait, like, and she bawled out of nowhere. And I was
no
like, what
way.
her breakup was 2 years ago. Now she's fine. Okay, now we are moving on to our fan Q&A segment, where you guys ask us questions and we answer.
Last year in December, I was bullied at school, my whole class thinking I was a snitch and all kinds of stuff, which caused me to beg to switch classes, which never happened. But late January, I found out it was my best friend who spread the fake rumors. She was so fake, and I ended our relationship, and the whole class was mad and started to ignore her. I also found out she was trying to make me look bad so she would get fame, even to my other friend. But last 2 months, my class forgave her, and then last month, she texted me, "Can we be good again? We don't have to be friends, just classmates." So I said, fine. Same with my friend, but then as we did, the fake host started to sit with us at school breaks, acting like we are friends. And my only friend is acting fake to her, acting like she's...
Damn, girl. Just drop her.
Just drop her. I mean, like, it's...
Get a new friend. Like, it's not worth your energy or time.
How many people are there in this world? There's like
7 billion.
7 billion people in this
billion.
world. You don't need to...
Way too many for you to be focused on this nasty ass girl.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that.
Crazy. Well, anyways, be careful of fake friends. I feel like friends are very important.
Have
and
you guys
being
ever gotten backstabbed by a friend before?
Yeah, I remember in freshman year I was talking to this boy, and he was actually my first kiss. And then we like dated, but then he asked me over on Snapchat, and I didn't even really like him. It literally lasted like 2 weeks, and we were from different schools, and he was like, "Hey, I'm busy because of school," and I was like, "That's chill. We could be friends." And he was like, "All right, that's chill." And then literally the next week, he tries getting with my close friends at the time, and my friends were talking to him, and I was like, "You guys are a bunch of horses, because what do you mean I literally kissed him and you're gonna kiss him too?"
That's crazy.
And then I was like, "No, you're all fake. You are all fake."
Yeah.
Wow. I actually have the craziest fake friend story.
What?
In college. Yeah, I was in a group of 4 girls, including myself, and we were super tight. Like, we would go out, we would do everything together, we would practice our instruments together because we went to music school. And we were like this. And one day, one of my really close friends, let's call her Becky, she was my friend, and she was rooming with this other girl named
Shelly.
Okay. And I was roommate with this other girl, and we were all friends. And Becky texted me one day, and she was like, "Oh my God, Evelyn, you don't you have no idea what I just read. Becky was like, you have no idea what I just read. And I was like, what? And she was like, oh my God, Shelly hates us. And I was like, what do you mean? And she literally was like, Shelly had a journal open on her desk accidentally. And I guess Becky was really curious.
Nosy.
Yeah, she was being nosy, and she read a page because in a glimpse she saw her name written down on the paper. So she was curious and she read it, and it was like a whole journal and like a whole paragraph of how much Shelly hates Becky and me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shelly was a jealous girl, okay? Shelly was, I think, the reason she did that was because she's very insecure and jealous. And I guess Becky and I had a lot of confidence, and for no reason, honestly. Like, I thought I was a shit. I think confidence really puts insecure people down, and I think that's what happened. But Shelly was like, I get so jealous of how skinny they are. No matter how much they eat, they never get fat. So every time I go to the cafeteria, I buy them a cookie and offer them. And then crazy,
Backstabbing.
that's some psycho shit. And she was like, I get, no matter how many cookies I give them, they won't get fat. And
does this girl have a life?
I was just like,
She was
what?
trying to give you the freshman 15,
yeah,
bro.
she was trying to give us the freshman 15 by being nice. And when I heard that, I was like, all those flashback memories of her offering muffins and cookies just like came up to me, and I'm like, oh, but it worked. I did get freshman 15.
And what's crazy is like dining hall food is expensive and food in general. So obviously if someone gives you free food, you're going to eat it.
Obviously, I'm going to eat it. So I was just like, when I heard that, I'm like, damn, that's insane. That's psychotic.
So did you drop her after that?
Of course, yeah. And that wasn't even all. She was just, it was a whole page about saying like, oh, Evelyn thinks she's so pretty, but she's actually not. Becky is just so annoying, like she's so self-centered, they take selfies all the time, they think they're so pretty, it's so annoying, and all they care about is makeup and boys and blah blah blah. Like, I hate it so much, like they're so annoying. And Becky was reading this just like jaw dropped, like she was shaking, because we thought Shelly were friends, like we thought we were best friends. So Becky reading this was like, and especially as roommates, they were even closer. So Becky was like, holy shit, like I'm scared. Like she was scared that Shelly would do something to her in her sleep. So she was telling me like, should I go to the guidance counselor and ask to switch roommates? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to confront her because I don't want her to like be extra mad because she seems psycho.
Did you guys just cut her off?
Well, yeah. She can't really cut her off. She's her roommate, Becky.
I don't know what happened, but I think, and then at that moment, COVID happened. Yeah, it was right before COVID. So we were dealing with all that drama, and then boom, COVID. I had to go back home, so I never had to deal with any of that mess.
Are you friends with Becky?
Yeah, I'm still friends with Becky now. Yeah.
Do I know her?
I don't think you've never met her.
Have you seen her recently?
Yeah, I actually have. She lives in New York.
What about the other girl? Do you know what she's doing?
I actually have no idea. I unfollowed them. Oh, and then I found out that my roommate was talking shit behind my back, and I found out, and I called her, and I literally confronted her, because my personality, if I find out about something,
during COVID or
no, it was right before COVID.
Oh shit!
Crazy.
And I found out she was talking shit behind my back with Shelly, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, holy shit!
You got some props, bro.
I am going to confront you, because my personality,
What
if I
did you
hear
say?
something, I confront people.
Same.
I called her and I'm like, I heard you said this and this and this, and that's not true. Is it true that you said that? And she lied to me, because I literally had full-on proof that she talked shit behind my back. And she was like, no, I would never do that to you. Why would I ever do that to you? She was playing innocent. And I'm like, just admit it. It's making me more mad that you're lying to my face. Like, I don't understand. And then she like kept denying it. And I'm like, honestly, I'm losing respect for you as a friend if you can't even admit what you did. I can't be friends with people like that. So we can't be friends. I'm sorry. And I hung up the phone and I never talked to her again.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was the only girl drama I've had in my life.
I have to pee.
Yeah. But be careful of fake friends. Be careful of jealous girls. And if you are a jealous girl, don't worry. We're all jealous girls. I feel like I get jealous too. But just don't do evil stuff. You know what I mean?
Don't be rude about it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was it for today's podcast. Thank you so
Hope
much for
y'all-
watching.
Hope y'all enjoyed the lore.
In the next episode, we'll be talking more in depth about literally everything you guys want to talk about, but more specifically, I think a lot of you guys are curious about my boyfriend, so
We'll dive deeper into
that, maybe. So comment down some questions and topics that you guys want us to talk about.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Say bye, Chai.
Chai, look.
Chai, look in the camera and say bye.
Oh, comment down below if you want a Chai segment.
Tchaikovsky says bye.